I am Dark Bloom.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to the World Online Racing Championship Street Stock Series presented by the Keystone Corner. We're here at the lovely Bristol racetrack here for round 3 under the lights, and we have a full field tonight. 34 cars here in the Street Stock Series going to battle their way around the famous Bristol racetrack here. This is going to be an exciting one. We'll go ahead and bring up the starting grid here because we've got a lot of names to read off. First on pole, Josh Patterson. On second, Aiden Kirker. Third, Christian Visconti. Fourth, Hayes Booth. Fifth, Brady Cox. Sixth, Austin Duran. Seventh, Joe Berge. Eighth, Connor Trafari. Ninth, John Canizaro Jr. Pierce Moffitt in 10th. 11th, Brayson Collins. And 12th, Blake Kennedy. In 13th, we have Timmy Spatz. In 14th, Brady Weileman. In 15th, Aaron Griffin. In 16th, Richard Mandonka. In 17th, Jay Mulder. 18th, DJ Powell. In 19th, Shane Fuller. In 20th, Ryan Martin. In 21st, Bill Varner. In 22nd, Noah Owen. In 23rd, Andrew May. 24th, Aiden Forster. In 25th, Cameron McHone. 26th, Ethan Harrison. In 27th, Harrison Mitchell. 28th, Nick Pina. 29th, Joe Nachel. In 30th, we've got Jarek Akaba. In 31st, Hunter Collier. In 32nd, Joe Tardif. 33rd, Colton Lights. And rounding out there in 34th position, we've got Julian Ritchie. A lot of cars here this evening for round 3 at Bristol. We are bound to see some carnage tonight, but hopefully these drivers can keep it clean this evening. 34 cars here this evening. I believe this is the biggest turnout we've had so far this series, and this is going to be an exciting one here. Josh Patterson stealing the pole away there at the last few minutes there of qualifying from Aiden Kirker. Good to see him do that. And you will notice here that the guys are doing a little bit of a different pace lap here, parade lap here, and that is because unfortunately we do have some sad news. One of the league admins and owners, Brayson Collins, his grandfather did pass away this week, and you'll see the logo there in the bottom right. His name was Joe Collins. Very sad news to see that, but most of the guys here are running some sort of paint scheme to honor Joe Collins here tonight, so you may see this logo on a few cars. But it looks like we will get rolling here shortly. Going to do a couple more pace laps here, and then we'll get this race started. Real quick, we'll go over to the race analysis while they are parading here. 100 laps this evening. No fast repairs. Fuel will be set at 75%, and they do have 3 sets of tires in the pits this evening. And I'll tell you one surprise I have tonight. Back in 14th position, Brady Weileman, our current points leader, not having a great qualifying, but the pace truck is off there. They are going to come to the green flag, and they are off. Josh Patterson there on the inside with Aiden Kirker on the outside. And you see the 80 of Christian Visconti there getting a good run on the bottom, going to take away that second position. And we'll have to watch here. Ooh, as we go 3 wide, Brayson Collins there making a move on the 420 of Trafari there and moving up into 9th place. Meanwhile, we'll see which line here is preferred this evening. Looks like our leader is running on the bottom, but Aiden Kirker is holding on there in that outside line. Looks like Christian Visconti not going to be able to get around him there. And right behind them, we've got Hayes Booth and Brady Cox battling it out there. Hayes Booth, that 993 car, the Wonder Bread car. On the outside, Christian Visconti. Booth looking to advance there into that third place position. Looks like he may be clear, man. We've got someone spinning around there. Oh, multiple cars. That looks like Brayson Collins. See if anybody else is collected in there. Like Brady Weileman there, and that will bring out our first caution of the evening. We'll have to go back and check that one out. Looks like it started with, let's see, Joe Burgee there. So we'll go back and see a couple angles there from that. You can see there, it looks like Burgee was getting in a tussle there with somebody, and right behind them, we'll have to go watch that from Brayson Collins' point of view. You see Brayson checking up there for the wreck, and the 44 there getting in the back of him, and then from there it is just a chain reaction. Watch it here from a different angle. Yeah, just one of those classic checkup moments there. And at Bristol, very difficult to see up in front, especially when you're a couple rows back. Almost impossible to see what's happening in front of you. So I think that one was pretty much inevitable tonight. It looks like Brayson doesn't have too much damage. We see the 64 there with some heavy damage. We get a look at everybody else that was involved in that as well. The 83 car there of Burgee, who started the incident there, with the 41 of Pierce Moffitt. Both of them look relatively unscathed. But out front still, we've got Josh Patterson. In second, we've got Aiden Kirker. And then in third, Hayes Booth did advance to that third position and pass Visconti there that you see, who has fallen back into fourth in that number 80 machine. Brady Cox in fifth. John Canizaro Jr. there in the number 17 Navy car. He has advanced 3 positions since the start of the race, so good to see him having a good run. And Connor Trifari there in the 420 on the inside. He is up to 7th. And Pierce Moffitt there up to 8th in the number 41. And we saw him getting angled with the 83 there of Joe Burgee. But the pace lights are off the pace truck, so we will get going green this time around as we are completing lap 8 of 100 this evening. And we're going to pan out to the far away camera here just so we can see everything. As you can see, the start of the race there, Josh Patterson getting a great run. Aiden Kirker off to a slow start there on that outside line. That's going to allow Hayes Booth there to get under him and challenge for second place. And we'll just check on back here through the field. Looks like everybody has spread out there. Brayson Collins up to 23rd. It looks like Canizaro Jr. going to take it 3 wide down into turn 3 there. Good move from him. He's going to come out in front of Hayes Booth momentarily. And is he going to be able to complete that position for 4th? And so far, it looks like that high line is preferred once you do get going too wide. And you can see Hayes Booth is going to clear Canizaro Jr. Right behind them, though, had a car check up. The 420 of Trifari and the 76 there going loose. Is he going to be able to save it? Brady Cox, great save by him there. And you can see here that Connor Trifari in that 420 still under pressure from Pierce Moffitt on the outside in that 41. We'll see if he can complete this pass on the outside. I do believe he will. And it looks like we've got another caution. Go back and try to see who is involved in that. It looks like the 31 of Andrew May involved there with the 33 car. Try to back it up just a little bit before that happened. And looks like we need to go back a little bit further. You can see the 38 there on the high side, and Andrew May just trying to complete a pass there, but he wasn't clear. And it looks like they just got into each other there, going for the same piece of real estate. A little bit of damage there on the 31 of Andrew May, but doesn't look like anyone else was caught up in that. Meanwhile, 15 laps here complete out of 100 here this evening, round 3 of the World Online Racing Championship Street Stock Series presented by the Keystone Corner. So far, Josh Patterson been getting great restarts and holding off the very fast Aiden Kirker, our last week's winner at Richmond. So we know he is fast at short tracks in general. And Christian Visconti there having a good run as well, up into 3rd. And it looks like the 29 there is going to get the wave around and get his lap back there as the lucky dog. And let's check on our biggest mover this evening is going to be the 731 of Harrison Mitchell, up 13 positions since the start of the race this evening. Currently scored in 14th position. And you do have to remember, 14th out of 34 cars here at Bristol is nothing to be shy about. But the guy we need to keep an eye on here tonight looks like John Cannizzaro Jr. currently scored in 5th, running some of the fastest laps that we've been green, and currently advanced 4 positions up into 5th place. And it looks like the pace lights are still on the pace truck, so we're going to go around one more time at least. And while we wait for that to happen, we'll just bring up the points here. Point standings as we entered round 3 here. Brady Weileman still on top with our first round 1 win. Aiden Kirker in 2nd, who won last weekend. Paul Granata in 3rd. Jay Mulder in 4th. Jared Bokanowski there in 5th. Logan Shore in 6th. Henry Clappert in 7th. In 8th, we've got Cameron McCone. In 9th, Pierce Moffitt. And in 10th, Ryan Martin. And the pace lights are off the pace truck, so we will get going green this time as we complete lap 18 out of 100 this evening. So far, 2 cautions tonight. And we'll see here, Josh Patterson will lead us to the green flag as we do our 3rd restart here this evening. Pace truck is off. Josh Patterson there on the inside getting a very early start. Aiden Kirker there getting a better start this time than last time. And we'll just go on back through the field here. Looks like they thought about going 3 wide there up front, but didn't. And you can see 3 rows there, 2 by 2. The 17 of Cannizzaro Jr. on the inside. Aiden Kirker on the outside. Behind him, we've got Hayes Booth there in the Wonder Bread car. And we're going to go 3 wide here. The 420 of Connor Trifari looking up the middle, not going to make it stick there. That, oh, looks like a little wobble there out of the 993. Hayes Booth up into the wall. Looks like everybody's going to make it around him, but just got loose there on entry and slammed the wall. Heavy right side damage. And it looks like here we've got Joe Berge there on the inside in that Red Bull car. On the outside, the 420 of Connor Trifari. You see a little right side damage there on Trifari's car. We'll see. Whoa, car really sideways. Austin Duran there behind them. And we'll see who's going to come out ahead. It looks like that outside line is quicker so far this evening. As you can see, the 83, that Red Bull car just not able to get the drive off of the turns. And the 420 of Trifari is going to advance. And he took a little peek there of the 41 of Pierce Moffitt, but the 83 may be coming on the high side here. No, he's actually going to come under pressure by Austin Duran. And they are neck and neck here coming off the turn. Is Austin going to be able to make that bottom side work? That is the question. And let's ride on board Austin Duran here as he chases down the 83 of Berge. And here we'll ride on board Christian Visconti there, currently in the 4th position, moves up to 3rd. He is running all the way up against the wall, the only driver out there doing that currently. And we'll just go around a couple times here and watch his line. You see he is under pressure there from John Cannizzaro Jr. on the bottom side in that number 17 Navy car there. Pierce Moffitt in the 41 starting to enter the picture there behind them. He's actually going to go to the outside of Cannizzaro Jr. And it looks like Cannizzaro Jr. is going to be able to slot back in behind Visconti there. And he's still going to choose to be on the bottom side. Hasn't moved up to the top of the track like the car in front and the car behind. And there he goes. Oh, he gets sideways. Has to check up there. That's going to allow the 41 of Pierce Moffitt to get on the inside there. And this is for the 4th position here. A little wobble there out of Moffitt there. As he was looking on the inside, that is going to allow the 17 of Cannizzaro Jr. to get back in there. We see them going around a lap car there. Meanwhile, let's check up front here. Josh Patterson in the 02 still out front. Has about a 0.4 of a second lead there on 2nd place Aiden Kirker. But just looking at the lap time, it looks like Aiden Kirker is about a 1/10 faster that last lap. And we'll see what he turns this time by. And they ran equal laps that time around. As you can see, Kirker's going to move up the track there and try the high side. His opponent there in front on the bottom, Aiden's like, I have to try something else here if I'm going to catch and make a pass there on Patterson. And then behind them, the battle is heating up again here for 3rd. Christian Visconti there on the high side. Cannizzaro Jr. determined to make that bottom line work this evening. Is going to try to make a move here on the 80 of Visconti. And almost had him clear that time around. We'll see what he can do out of turn 2 here. And you see a little wobble out of Visconti there. And that is going to allow Cannizzaro Jr. there to move up into 3rd place. And it looks like we do have another yellow. Like Ethan Harrison there involved. Take another look at that. See Ethan Harrison there in the 77 just gets loose off the exit of turn 4 and just gets into it there. Heavy damage on the right front of that car. Looks to be the only car involved there in that accident though. And we will be completing lap 38 here of 100, our 3rd caution this evening. Josh Patterson still out front in the lead. Aiden Kirker still in 2nd place. Meanwhile, behind him, though, John Cannizzaro Jr. here in the 17, up 6 places since the start of the race and has moved himself up into 3rd. And he's been the only driver so far we've seen make that bottom lane work when passing, so good for him. Christian Visconti there in the 80 has fallen back to 4th after starting 3rd. And Pierce Moffitt there has moved up into 5th place, currently up 5 positions since the start of the race this evening. And we have a new biggest mover so far. We've got Hunter Collier here in the number 98 machine, who is up a whopping 20 places since the start of the race this evening. So somebody is coming through the field, and his name is Hunter Collier. And we're going to do a couple more pace laps here as everyone gets lined up. We had a couple cars take to pit road that time around. Just looking down, we've got Noah Owens, we've got Jay Mulder, we've got Brayson Collins, we've got Aaron Griffin, we got Hayes Booth, Nick Pena, and Richard Mandunka, very tongueful there, also took the pit lane that time. So we got about 10 cars that came down pit road. Everyone else staying out so far. Remember, they do have 3 sets of tires this evening, only 75% fuel, so we're not sure if they can make the entire race with all of these caution laps. That is definitely going to help the case, but it'll be interesting to see as we approach almost halfway finished here. Will we see anyone down pit road soon for fresh tires? We see a lot of cars out there struggling with the loose setup they're running this evening. A lot of drivers struggling to keep the car on the track. But the pace truck is off. Josh Patterson going to lead us to the green flag there, getting another great start. Looks like Visconti there got a terrible start in the 83 of Joe Berge there. Going to go underneath him there and take away that position. The 54 of Timmy Spatz also looking to make a move. And Josh Canizaro Jr. here has moved up into second place, but Aiden Kirker is on the bottom side there looking to challenge him back for that second place position. And then the number 45 there of Austin Duran has moved himself up into 5th position here. And Pearson Moffitt there in front of him in the 41 up into 4th. Now we'll see, does John Canizaro Jr. have anything for our leader, Josh Patterson? Aiden Kirker was able to follow, but was not able to close the gap, and we'll see what Canizaro Jr. can do here. Oh, we've got a car around. We've got the number 2 car. Joe Tardif there, and that's going to bring out the caution flag. Go back and get another replay. And it looks like he had some connection issues there as the wreck was occurring, so we didn't really get to see what happened, unfortunately. But he does hold the car there down on the bottom side of the track, so no one else going to get caught up. And that will bring out the 4th caution this evening. Unfortunately, it looks like one of those iRacing cautions, even though it was only a single car. I'm sure it was a combination of the connection issues, and also he was sitting on the bottom of the track there for a very long time, brought the yellow out. But that will take us to halfway finished here. Once we get going green, nobody taking to pit road that's in the top 10. Looks like the highest car that has pitted is the 420 of Connor Trafari, who pitted on lap 38, and he is in 11th position right now. So we'll keep an eye on him and see just how much the new tires will help here, as he is the highest scored car that has pitted. Looks like Nick Pena there behind him in the 052 Valvoline car. He pitted on lap 39 as well with a very long pit time, so it looks like he took 4 tires as well, and he's currently in 13th position. And Hunter Collier here in the 98 car there in 10th place has moved up another position, so a whopping 21 spots gained this evening since the start of the race. Currently our biggest mover. All right, while they're pacing here, we'll take a look at the series schedule. We are at round 3 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Next week, we're going to head to a little road course action, Lime Rock. And then the next week, we'll go to Oxford, then Charlotte for a little 1.5 mile action, then Phoenix Raceway, Michigan, Knoxville, a little dirt track action, and then Homestead. And then the final round there, round 11, will be at USA. All right, pace lights are off the pace truck here. Josh Patterson in the 02 there has led every lap this evening. And we'll see if he can hold on to that for the second half of the race here. The 17 of Canizaro Jr. This is going to be the first time we've seen him start outside there in second. So we'll see what kind of a run he can get. We've not seen that outside lane been getting a good start this evening, as Aiden Kirker actually fell back quite a bit, a few spaces there, and just trying to find out where Kirker is. Looks like he did pit, and he is all the way back in 20th position right now.
Green flag.
And the green flag is out. Good jump there by Josh Patterson, but Canizaro Jr. there right on his tail with Pierce Moffitt looking to stick a nose there under the 17. Didn't quite make it. Joe Burgee there in the 83, looking on the inside of Austin Duran in the 45. And he also has Pierce Moffitt in his sights up there. You can see Duran had to check up there as Pierce Moffitt came up the track. And looks like they're going to get single file here. Most running the bottom or the middle lane right now. We don't see anybody right up against the wall like we did in the long run, but Austin Duran there going to try on the inside of Pierce Moffitt in the 41. We'll see if he's going to be able to complete that pass. And no, in the car behind him there, the Red Bull car, the 83 of Joe Burgee, you saw him getting very loose on exit. And up front here, gap down to 0.2 of a second here. Canizaro Jr. is chasing down our leader. We'll ride on board here for a few laps here as Canizaro Jr. chases down our leader. And we've got another caution. Just trying to get back and see what brought that one out. Oh, and we see multiple cars there involved. Like Ethan Harrison. The 52 of Nick Pina, the 993 there of... That is Hayes Booth. Yeah, Hayes Booth involved in that. Looks to be just a chain reaction. There's 752 of Richard Mandunka. And heavy damage. Ooh, is that heavy damage to Aiden Kirker there? I believe it is, yes. Ooh, that is going to be disastrous for him. No quick repairs tonight, and he did take a bit of a gamble and pit that last caution to get fresh tires. Knocked him back to 20th position. And now it looks like he's going to be scored in 15th, but has quite a bit of damage. Out front still, we've got Josh Patterson, led all 58 laps this evening. John Canizaro Jr. there in second, and Pierce Moffitt up 7 positions has moved into the 3rd place. Austin Duran in 4th, and Joe Burgee there in fifth. That is your top five. Question's going to be, can they make it on fuel here with all of these cautions we've had? And probably we'll have a few more, so it's very likely we may not see these leaders pit at all this evening. We will keep an eye on it. One of the challenges with pitting and getting fresh tires, as you just saw Aiden Kirker do, is you get back there in the pack and very hard to avoid, crashes on track here at Bristol. So you can see the heavy front end damage there as he got caught up in an incident. But the pace lights are off the pace truck here. We'll get going green as we complete lap 59. Josh Patterson in the O2 there on the inside. Question's going to be, can Canizaro Jr. stay with him here on this restart and look to make a move early in the run? Because once Patterson gets out and gets comfortable, it looks like he's able to pull away on these long runs. And you can see Canizaro Jr. doing nicely, sliding back into second there. And behind them, we've got some shuffling. Austin Duran in the 45, not able to get going there. That's going to allow Joe Berge around him up in the fourth. And we see Visconti here falling back multiple positions as well, as he's back in seventh. The 420 of Connor Trafari has made his way around him. And Joe Berge there on the inside. Looks like he touched Austin Duran, got loose, able to save it. Good save by him, but just watch out here as he rejoins the track. A little accordion effect behind him there, but it looks like everybody's going to make it through. Good heads-up driving there by everybody. Brady Cox here in the 76. First we've talked about him this evening. He's up into seventh as he looks to take away the sixth place position there from Visconti. And Connor Trafari here in the 420. He is the one on fresh tires currently in the top 10. So we'll see how quickly he can run down the cars in front of him. You see Austin Duran here going to look to the inside of Moffitt. This is for third, and that is going to be a very clean pass right there. It looks like he has him cleared if he can get a good exit there off of turn two, but no, Pierce Moffitt in the 41 going to fight back there on the outside. And that is exactly what Trafari wants to see there in the 420 as he is catching up to him. And it looks like our sixth caution this evening will come out. You see Joe Berge there getting sideways. Not sure what brought the yellow out. Oh, Joe Berge going to go maybe around there? Oh, looks like he saved it. We're not seeing any reason that caution should have came out here on our scoreboard, so I have to ask the drivers in the interviews about that one right there, because we are not seeing anybody that crashed or got into the wall. We think maybe the caution was caused by the 83 car there spinning, but he was able to save it. So we'll get some clarification on that later. But we are completing lap 68 of 100 here. Josh Patterson still out front in first in that O2 machine. He has dominated all 68 laps so far this evening. John Canizaro Jr. there in second in that Navy number 17 car. I believe if we get some green flag runs, we could see a battle here for the lead shortly. Pierce Moffitt in the 41 moved up to third, up 7 positions since the start of the race this evening. So good run from him. And Austin Duran has re-entered the picture as he's up to fourth there in the number 45. And Christian Visconti starting to claw his way back there from a bad restart. He's now up into fifth in the number 80 machine there. And Blake Kennedy, somebody we haven't talked about a lot this evening, in the number 75, up 6 positions and into 6th place. And Brady Cox there in the 76, currently scored in 7th. And Timmy Spatz here in the 54, currently holds 8th position. Hunter Collier, our biggest mover this evening, up 22 spots since the start of the race there in the number 98 machine. He is currently in 9th. And Ethan Harrison in the 77 there. He is scored in the 10th position there in that Coca-Cola car. So good run by him. And that'll do it for your top 10 so far. We do expect the pace lights to go off the pace truck this time around. And we'll get going green with less than 30 laps to go here in tonight's 100 lap Bristol race, round 3 of the World Online Racing Championship Street Stock Series presented by the Keystone Corner this evening. All right, pace lights are off the pace truck here. The 02 of Josh Patterson led every lap this evening. Going to lead us down to the green flag. John Cannizzaro Jr. there in the 17 on the outside. He got a great restart last time. We'll see what he can do this time. Can he make a move on the 02 of Josh Patterson? That is the question. Josh getting a very good early jump here. The 17 of Cannizzaro Jr. going to slot down and get into the bottom lane there very early. And looks like Blake Kennedy here on the 75, stuck on the outside. We've got a move going on for third here. Austin Duran on the outside of Pierce Moffitt. And Duran started on the outside lane there, so he's looking to claw his way back and get to that bottom lane. And we'll see if he can complete a pass here on the outside. Very difficult to do. So far making it look easy. As you can see, he has that car under control as we see the 41 of Pierce Moffitt get a little sideways there, have to check up, and that's going to allow Austin Duran up into third. And further back here, we've got the 54 of Timmy Spatz battling it out with the 44 of Brady Weileman, our current points leader coming into this race, as he's making a move there on the 98 of Hunter Collier. And he's still looking on the bottom side here underneath the 98 of Collier. Can he take away that 9th place position? As you can see, he had to get out of the throttle there as he got sideways on the exit of the turn. And the 77 there getting loose as well. And we'll just go up here and check up front. Gap to the leader there. John Cannizzaro Jr. in second, about 3/10 off of the leader. And Austin Duran about, let's see, 3/10 off of Cannizzaro Jr. And we see a good tight battle here for the 6th place position. Sorry, 5th place position. We've got the 75 there of Kennedy. Brady Cox in the 76. And Christian Visconti there with a little right side damage. Looks like he's had a little kiss with the wall there this evening. He is currently in 7th. And then we see Brady Weileman there in the 44 still trying to make a move there on Hunter Collier. And it looks like passing on the inside here is very difficult this evening.
The yellow flag is out.
And it looks like we're going to have our 7th caution this evening. Try to go back and see what brought this caution out. It wasn't because of that. Oh, there we go. The 64 and the 420 involved there. I'm gonna go back and get another look at it. Looks like the 64 there is just going to get loose on the exit of the turn and come down and collect the 420 and spin him around backwards. And we're going to cross the line here under caution with 19 to go. Here, Josh Patterson still out front in the lead. Canizaro Jr. still second, up 7 positions since the start of the race. Austin Duran in third, Pierce Moffitt in fourth, and Blake Kennedy there in fifth. Getting a double check here on our biggest mover still is Hunter Collier, as he was able to hold off our points leader, number 44 behind him there in the black 44 machine, Brady Weileman. And then Nick Pina here in the 52, the Valvoline car there, up 17 positions, currently scored in 11th. So good run by him. And it looks like the 83 of Joe Berge there has dropped back 5 positions since that last restart. So it looks like he's starting to struggle on these tires. Meanwhile, the looks like top 9 cars here, all the way back to 9th, have not pitted. And Brady Weileman there, the highest scored car in 10th, last pitted on lap 46 and took tires. And we saw him still not able to get around the 98 of Collier. So it looks like tires are not working here as quickly as some of these drivers thought they would by gambling and taking 4 fresh tires. And with all the caution laps, where they are likely to make it on fuel here this evening. But the pace lights are off here. Josh Patterson in the O2 is going to lead us out down to the green flag here as we do restart from our 7th caution this evening. And we will have 16 to go once we come to the line here. Pace truck will dive off. Josh Patterson in the O2, looking to get another good jump here and remain out front. You can see Canizaro Jr. there trying to jump the start or guess when Patterson was going to go. And it's actually going to pay off for him here as he's right on the tail of Patterson as they go down into turn 1. And Pierce Moffitt there under pressure from Austin Duran on the inside. But it looks like Moffitt's going to be able to drop down and take that inside line away. Meanwhile, behind them, they're 2 wide all the way back, multiple rows here. You can see the 75 of Blake Kennedy there on the inside, looking to make a move on the 76 of Brady Cox. And that is for your 5th place position here. Brady Weileman there in the 44 with fresh tires, stuck on the outside, not able to advance up as quick as he'd like to. And he's actually coming under pressure there from the 83 of Joe Berge as he looked to take it 3 wide. As we come to 13 to go here at the line. Not a lot of laps here left. We'll see Canizaro Jr. made up about a 10th that time around on our leader, but Josh Patterson still out front and looks like he's going to pull away here by about a 10th that time around from Canizaro Jr. So Josh Patterson still out front, laying down some really good laps. 45 of Austin Duran there, completely sideways as we went through turns 1 and 2. And looks like he is starting to struggle for rear grip. As you can see, he does tag the wall on the exit there, and that's going to allow Brady Cox in the 76 to go underneath and move up into 4th, but Duran is going to fight back on the outside. As we come to the line, 10 to go this time around, you can still see the 45 bouncing off the wall again. Just struggling with tire grip. It looks like he has no grip at all out there this evening. But he's going to connect with the track there that time around and move back up into 4th. Ooh, we can see multiple cars sideways there behind them, as it looks like every driver is starting to struggle with the tires. The 83 of Berge going to fall back there a little bit. And the 44 of Weileman going to move up and try to get around the 54 of Spatz. As you can see, the 76 of Brady Cox there getting loose as well. And you can see him do it again there in that turn. It looks like these guys are holding off for everything they have here, as we do have 8 laps to go. The Austin Duran there almost lost it on the exit of the turn. This is getting real dicey here. We've got about 10 cars nose to tail fighting here in the last 7 laps. 3 wide going into turn 3 there. And the 83 of Berge is going to make it stick. And it looks like the 44 of Weileman is starting to fall back. The 80 of Visconti looking to take it 3 wide again. And it looks like the 83 of Berge there is on the move as he's going to advance another position. But no, he gets sideways and going to lose all that ground he just made up as we come to 5 to go. Collier on the outside there in the 98 has moved up into 7th position. But the 83 going to wreck here, and that might bring out the caution. Looks like we are going to stay green here. Canizaro Jr. still chasing down Josh Patterson. The gap is about 7/10. And then the 40. Now we do have a caution coming out. It looks like Weileman may have crashed. And this is after we saw the 83. Yeah, we see the 731 there get into the back of Brady Weileman, our points leader. And it looks like Weileman's car is done. As you can see, he is going to have to tow. Looks like motor was blown on that car. And there, yeah, he is in the pits. He will be done this evening. Very unfortunate. You can see it was also behind them as that was happening. Looks like the 752 just getting into him there. Nowhere to go as the wreck happened right in front of him. So we will have our first green-white checkered attempt this evening. They will have 2 attempts at this 2-lap shootout to the end. And if history is going to repeat itself, it looks like Josh Patterson hasn't made a mistake this evening at all. And as long as he gets a good restart here, there is no reason he should not walk away victorious, leading all 100 laps this evening. But John Canizaro Jr. there in second has made his way up through the field. 7 positions gained this evening since the start of the race. He looks like he is mighty fast and will likely give everything he has here to get around the O2. Pierce Moffitt, also up 7 positions, is currently in 3rd. And the 2 car there looks to be a lap down. The 76 of Brady Cox there is scored in 4th. And in 5th, we've got Austin Duran, who I guarantee is probably sweating right now as sideways as he's had that car lap after lap after lap. I'm sure he will be very happy to see a checkered flag this evening. And our man of the evening, though, Hunter Collier here in the 98, up 24 positions since the start of the race. There's nobody even close to making that many passes here this evening. And he is currently scored in 7th position. Timmy Spatz in 8th there. Christian Visconti not getting great restarts here lately and has shuffled all the way back to 9th. Just looks like he is struggling with grip. And then Hayes Booth there in 10th, who is, looks like our first car in 10th place, yes, currently, that has pitted, but he pitted back on lap 81. It looks like he's on fresh tires there. But it looks like the pace lights on the pace truck will go off this time. We will have green-white checkered attempt number 1 of 2 if we need it this evening. And Josh Patterson out front still in the O2. He's going to lead us to the green flag. A 2-lap shootout here of our 100-lap event at Bristol. Round 3 here in the series. Can Canizaro Jr. do anything on this restart to get around Josh Patterson? Josh has led every single lap this evening. Can he make it 2 more laps? That's all he needs to do. As he's going to take to the green flag here as soon as actually before the pace truck was even off. Great early start there. Canizaro Jr. going to be right behind him there, but looks like the gap's already up to 3/10. Behind them, though, Cox in the 76 has advanced up into 3rd, but Pierce Moffitt wants that podium spot back as he's going to look on the inside there. And we will take the white flag this time around. Josh Patterson Your leader out front, John Canizaro Jr. behind him. We have a great battle here for third. It is literally going to come down to the line here as Pierce Moffitt on the inside in the 41. Is he going to be able to make it around the 76? No, they're going to touch the 76 of Brady Cox. It is going to take away third position. But our man of the hour here, Josh Patterson, led every single lap this evening and going to take home the win. John Canizaro Jr. doing everything he can there, but just not enough. Going to come home in second. And then we saw that great battle there between the 76 of Cox and the 41 of Moffitt as they came to the line. And I actually want to go back and watch that one more time. And you can see here just a great battle as they come down the back stretch on the final lap there. Pierce Moffitt on the inside and just getting loose on exit there, and that's going to allow the 76 of Cox to come home in third. So great run by him, great battle for third. Now we'll give the drivers just a few minutes to celebrate, and we'll get them up in the booth here and do some interviews. And while we wait for the drivers to make their way up here, we'll go over the official results. Josh Patterson coming home first. John Canizaro Jr. there in second. Brady Cox in third. Pierce Moffitt in fourth. Blake Kennedy in fifth. Austin Duran in sixth. Emmy Spatz in seventh. Hunter Collier in eighth, our biggest mover of the evening. I think the final tally is 23 spots gained. Hayes Booth there in ninth, and Christian Visconti sliding back to 10th. That'll round out your top 10 this evening. All right, now we'll get a word from our third place finisher this evening. We've got Brady Cox. Hey, Brady, it's Kevin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, man, congratulations on that third place finish. You guys had the spotlight there on you those last few laps. You and Pierce Moffitt battling it out for the final two laps. That was a great battle. Came down to the line. Got to ask, what was going through your mind there in those last couple laps?
With about 10 to go, I was like, I really just want to get a top 5. I didn't expect to get a top 3, but the battles with Austin near the end were pretty fun.
Yeah, we saw a lot of great battles. It looked like rear tire grip was the name of the show this evening. We saw a lot of guys getting sideways off the turns. It looks like the ones that were fast were able to keep the car under control. Just how difficult was it to keep that rear end from sliding this evening?
Uh, it was pretty difficult near the end because you're trying to get the best position you can, but really the old tires weren't terrible. You just had to save them.
Gotcha. Well, again, congratulations on the third place finish this evening. While you're up here, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I'd like to give a shout out to my team, CFM Esports, the Rain Race podcast, and Racing Nation TV.
All right. Well, again, congratulations on the third place finish. And maybe we'll hopefully be talking to you again next week.
Hopefully. Thank you.
All right. That'll do it for our third place finisher this evening. Brady Cox taking it home third, having a great battle with Pierce Moffitt, who just knocked him out back into fourth position there on the last lap. But now we will try to get a word with our second place finisher this evening. We've got John Canizaro Jr. here. Hey, John, it's Kevin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, man, congratulations on that run there into second place. It seemed like you came out of nowhere there about midway through the race. Just looks like you were managing the tires better than the others. And I got to ask you, how difficult was it to keep that car underneath you tonight?
I mean, it's a street stock. Other than tire updates they pretty loose now. But as long as you set the car in the corner on the bottom, it wasn't that bad. I know some of the guys I know Pierce was running the top in the beginning. That was killing his tire. So you have to be patient now. It's difficult.
Yeah, but you made it look good. But Unfortunately, just looked like he didn't have enough there for Josh Patterson at the end, who was getting great restarts. Gotta ask, do you think if the race went a little bit longer, would you have something for him?
I don't think so, because he was trying every restart area he could to get a jump on me, and as long as he got in front of me into turn one, he sort of had it. I mean, I killed my tires trying to catch up to him, and then we had a caution. I slid it to a stop, so I think he would have drove away regardless of caution, green flag run, but I gave it a good shot.
Yeah, you did, and you gave us a pretty good show there as you came up 7 positions since the start of the race. So, again, congratulations on your second place finish. While you're here, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I need to give a shout out to Brayson. I know it's going to be a tough week for him. And we all came out here to race for him. Obviously, the Navy car for him and his grandfather. So just him for putting on work and giving us all something to do.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations on the second place finish. Hopefully next week we'll be talking to you again.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that'll do it for our second place finisher, John Canizaro Jr. this evening. Now we'll try to get a word with the man of the evening. We've got Josh Patterson. Hey, Josh, it's Kevin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, man, I got you.
Hey, man, heck of a run. I think we should rename that race to the Josh Patterson School of How to Run Bristol. You led all 100 laps this evening and came home with the victory. Got to ask, how'd you do it?
Well, before I say anything, I gotta say this one was for Joe Collins. I didn't know him personally, but I mean, if he's anything like my best bud Brayson, he's a great guy. So it's sad to see somebody like that go. So yeah, this one was definitely for him. But yeah, I know, great race for me. Not to pat myself on the back, but yeah, the car was feeling good, and Canizaro was putting up a hell of a fight, and I was on my toes just trying to hold him off for pretty much the entirety of the second half of the race. So I don't know, just barely got him on the final restart, and then I was just able to pull away out of dive bomb range. So I don't know. I won it last time we came here in the street stock, so happy I could do it again.
Oh, repeat wins at Bristol. That's nothing to be shy about there. But we saw you all night long. It looked like you were on the bottom lane. Just got to ask, obviously you thought that was the dominant lane this evening, but we saw a few guys making that high line work. Did you ever get up there and try it?
Well, yeah, I heard that, I was talking to the other admins, and they were saying they were going up top. So, I just kept going to the bottom, and it kept working. Later on in I think the final part of the last biggest run, I went up about half a lane just to keep my car from spinning, because on the sort of hotter tires, the car just got a lot looser. So I had to move up just a tad to get it to stay straight and keep it under me. But besides that, the bottom was just the place to go. I think I ran my fastest lap on lap like 70 without taking tires. So I don't know. I just stayed right there, and worked out.
Absolutely. Well, while you're here, is there anyone else you want to give a shout out to?
Well, I got to give a shout out to Brayson first and foremost. He does a great job running this whole league, and just really appreciate everything he does. I got to give a shout out to Nova Sim Racing, everybody on that, Paul Granata, Jay Mulder, Garrett White, everything they do to help me out week to week. JP Designs, NTN, Belfort Property Restoration, EVC Automotive. I got to thank you for broadcasting, coming on with us this season. And I got to thank everyone on track for giving me a great race.
All right. Well, again, congratulations on the victory this evening. Great points night for you. It looks like, let me just pull up the schedule here. We're going to go road course racing next week at Lime Rock. How do you feel about that in the street stock?
I like Lime Rock. I'm always semi-good on the road courses, so I'll try to find my way up to the front. But obviously nothing like Bristol here, so it'll definitely be a change in scenery.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations, and hopefully next week we'll be talking to you again.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin.
All right, that'll do it for our race winner this evening, Josh Patterson, coming home with the win. Next week, we go to round 4 at Lime Rock for some road course action here in these street stock cars. I'm excited to see that. It will be fun. But again, thank you everyone for tuning in here on Soak Tires Broadcasting for the World Online Racing Championship Street Stock Series presented by the Keystone Corner. Thank you for tuning in and have a great rest of your evening.
I am Dark Bloom.